this is another video again about the Autel. The Autel Maxi Pro is one of my favorite tool, and how this tool works is a wireless interface. So if I take out the DLC, then now plug it inside the car right here. That's it. Then now turn on our tool. Get the power button right here. So you have a stand where you can put the stand up like this. So you can see exactly what I'm doing. Not gonna work. Okay, so what you're gonna do now? We're gonna open up tool. So this software is like an Android software. Alright. Then I'm gonna put the key inside the ignition. Now what we're gonna do, we have to turn on ignition and make sure it's on position like that. So go on diagnostic.
Well, and going by maybe given names, I don't know, it's a little bit early in the morning for formality for me, so I think I'm going to go for the time being.
The thing I like about this tool, it have the automatic, most scan tools can do that right now, but we have automatic vehicle ID if this vehicle is compatible to do such thing.
You just heard Level of Concern by 21 Pilots, and coming up now, I've got Mic Drop by BTS, and you're listening to Radio Gitmo, where we are always rocking in Fidel's backyard.
So what the tool is basically doing now is trying to find the VIN number. So once you find the VIN number, now it asks you to enter the VIN number. But what am I going to do? I'm going to put cancel. Now I'm going to go to Asian. Alright, so this is an Asian vehicle, Japanese car. So I'm going to find Toyota. Now you have two options here. You can put in your vehicle manually, or you can scan for the VIN number on this section automatically. So let's try automatically. Since I already have the ignition on, so it asks you to put your VIN number. So you have three options here. You have read, OK, and escape. So I'm gonna press read. Sorry for the glare. Alright, so it had identify the VIN numbers. Now we're gonna ask you what year car is this. So it's a 1999 Toyota RAV4. So it find every information once you put in the here. Okay, so you don't have to put in all of those stuff. So that Toyota RAV4, North America, and engine type and so forth. If these are correct, then we're going to press yes. Now it's going to make a communication with the computer and the vehicle. Alright, so there it gives us three options. We have diagnostic, we have add function, and you have vehicle profile. Profile is what we just entered a while ago. So what let's say you want to read the code on the car. You want to see what coming up on the computer, what's giving trouble. So we're going to press diagnostic. Then you have auto scan, and then you have control unit. Now auto scan going to scan every model on the car to see what model is having a hard code inside of it. So first of all, I'm going to press control because I can't bother to go through all those model. So you have airbags and you have engine ECT. So we're going to engine ECT. That's the engine computer. Then we're going to tell the information. The ECU control the fuel injector, ignition timing, NOx control, engine idle speed, and self-diagnostic function. Well, the computer control all of those stuff. So we're going to press OK. Oh, sorry for the glare, but alright. So you have trouble code, live data, you have active tests, you have special function. So let's go to trouble code first. Alright, so no fault code detected, meaning that everything on the engine is completely fine. There's nothing wrong. All the sensors, all the fuel trim and everything is running perfectly. Now I'm going to escape back out of that now. Now I'm going to go into live data, which is my favorite. So what it do, it take a graph of what is inside the computer and just merge it on the tool, so you can see everything that's going on inside the car. So once it okay, so you said malfunction. This is a malfunction status, meaning off. So what I want to do now, I want to start the car. Okay, so this is the, as you can see here, we have short-term fuel trim, then you have a long-term fuel trim. Okay, so this is what the computer used. Yeah, this is what the computer used to trim the fuel, meaning that, for example, they know how much gas to suck from the gas tank and how much gas to deliver to the engine. So for me, I like to see when it near zero like this. Okay, you have 0.4, 0.8. But normally, when you're doing a test on a car like this, we have to wait until the engine reach about, like, say 900 degrees or so before we can do our complete test. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to try to find the O2 sensor, an oxygen sensor. I'm quite unaware that new vehicles, maybe like this one, use air fuel sensor, and this work kind of back way from the oxygen sensor. So as you can see, you have oxygen sensor bank 1. But what do you mean by bank 1? Bank 1 is the first sensor that you see when you fly. That you have some engine car 4-cylinder. So you have one sensor at the top and you have one sensor at the back. I will demonstrate it to you shortly. So you can graph the sensor now. So this is how we can identify, okay, say if the sensor is working correctly. But as I said, the engine is cold, so it's going to find like a higher voltage, because the engine, when engine is cold, it use a richer mixture. But as soon as it can get it down for a temperature, it's going to go down right down to desired are like 600 rpm or 700 rpm. All right, so as you can see, taking time to climb right down. So this is the fluctuation I was talking about. Normally the oxygen sensor give you a waveform just like this. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down, because it's mixture from rich to lean, rich to lean. But as I said, for this reading, the engine is cold, so you won't get a proper reading to know exactly what's going on. Now let me show you what sensor I'm grafting. So this is the sensor we're talking about. So this is the O2 oxygen sensor 1. Then you have one goes straight down at the back. So that one meter the catalyst converter. So what the sensor do now, it take a sample of it here and here, and send the signal to the computer by voltage. Let the computer know, okay, well, you are mixing the right amount of fuel. So normally on these sensors, you see up and down, up and down, up and down. But on the airflow sensor, you hear the flat signal. So it doesn't work like oxygen sensor. So as you can see now, we get into up, like it's isolated, getting up and down. Meanwhile, the engine is reaching the desired angle. So if you can see right here, okay, so this is the idler control valve. Whenever the engine is cold, you have a high idle. Idle very high. But as soon as you reach the temperature that you need to be reaching, then the idle begins to close the airway. Because there's like a butterfly inside this chamber here, full of smoke to see. So whenever we let's say 90 degrees, the computer itself controls the idle valve. When it closes the idle valve, so the engine begins steady at let's say 600 700 rpm. Alright? Then now, oxygen sensor begins to report now to the computer. Then the computer says, okay, well, yes, they are burning right amount of gas, they are burning too much gas, and so forth. Say, let's say you have, like, for example, now, a gear leak, alright? You have a gear leak somewhere. So this is air cleaner, alright? And let's say the sensor, the airflow sensor is about, like, for example, right here. But you have a gear leak right here. Now, the computer going to realize you're going to suck more gas to the engine, because this sensor is going to report to the computer, so look here, you are burning too lean. So what the computer does now, the computer send more gas to the engine. Now the compensate from that amount here, the car is ready. The computer should see always 14.7 to 1% of gas. 14.7 between here and fuel. Right? So as you can see now, this is how the sensor doing the warm up, and it is isolating. And I'm talking about this sensor here. this is how it reports into the computer. Right? So this is the bank one sensor, and the other sensor now is at the back. Right? So we know that, for example, now the sensor is working correctly. This is on the waveform that we are seeing right now. So if I'm doing a test on this bank one sensor, oxygen sensor, I don't have to go to the engine to test the sensor, because I can test with my scan tool. Right? So now when you see a code come on your car, bank one sensor for lean, bank one sensor for rich. Let's say before this first cylinder, and first of all, what I can do in order to test the sensor, most of all we can plug a hose and see if the sensor responds. Or we can pull the ear snorkel and we can put some fluid inside of it and say we'll pour rich. Then now we can know the okay, sensor is good. If something else is causing the sensor to report lean. So as you can see, this up and down isolation. So up is lean, up is rich. Sorry, my bad. Up is rich, down is lean. So begin with rich, up, rich and lean, rich and lean, rich and lean. So you know that okay, the sensor report to the computer very, very accurately. Now for the RPM. So this is my RPM clock right here. Blurry. So my RPM is about like say 600 RPM to 700 RPM right there. Now my scan tool can tell me where the RPM is. Alright, so my engine speed is about like 700 and between roughly 713 up and down right there. So this is where the computer would like to see the RPM. As I just show you inside the engine, where the idle control valve is what control the idle speed. So when the engine is hot, then the computer close the air passage. So the RPM come right down, because it reach, they call it closed loop. And closed loop mean, for example, it reached the operating temperature. Operating temperature. So as you notice, my O2 sensors are reporting to the computer, telling the computer, okay, well, this is the amount of fuel that is burning, and the computer is there making the adjustment by listening to, because the oxygen sensor report like a FBI. You know, you get information, you get information, you write information, then you send it to the to whoever you are reporting to. So it's a kind of like that way the oxygen sensor is reporting based upon what is seen. So the computer use that information now to know how to adjust the injector pulse width, so they can spray certain amount of fuel based upon the amount of air it is getting. So if, for example, now we see, like, for example, this the line that you see here is at the top center. Let me graph this for you so you can explain better. Let me see if this one reaches, for example, now way at the top, we know that okay, it is burning rich. It's burning too rich. So what the computer will do is send fuel, take away fuel to get the engine right at 14.7, because the computer is very strict when it comes to 14.7%, because that is a manufacturer mark, and this you can know how many gas is sucking from your delivering from your gas tank. Alright, so this is a good way you can check to see what's going on. As I said before, when you go to our long-term fuel trim, if I can find it, okay, so you have long-term fuel trim and you have right here, so you have long-term fuel trim and short-term fuel trim. That is what they call it the ECM, used to adjust the fuel delivery to the engine. Now as you can see, the 2 minus 2.838, and yeah, the long-term fuel trim is a slow learner, so it stay at 0.4, which this to me not so bad. As I said before, I'm not a professional when it comes to the long-term fuel trim, but I understand little about it. So this is what the computer used to make its adjustment to deliver fuel to the engine. So as I was mentioned earlier, that if you have like an ear leak, then this is what the adjustment will take place. For example, what if I see, for example, now say 20% or minus 20% on the short-term fuel trim. Okay, if I see like 20% and I see I am giving it more gas, and the percentage begins to rise, then certainly tells me that I have a fuel issue. Can be a map sensor, you know, can be reporting incorrect fuel pump or so forth. So but what if I give it more gas and then I saw this number, if it was like say 20% and I saw this number drop to 0, begin to correct, then now I know that okay, well, I have a ear leak somewhere. Alright, and normally what we do when it comes to ear leak, the easiest way I do when it's comes to ear leak, I get like a water bottle and I spray inside the engine anywhere you hear that kind of sucking sound, you know, okay, well, that's where the ear leak is from. Alright, see, so right now I'm at was at 6% a while ago. Now it's correcting the almost 0, so I give it some gas at the moment. Now I look up the gas, as you can see the number go back to 0, start correcting. Well, this is looking fine to me, looking okay, and what my coolant temperature sensor is at 95, so that is working correctly. So as I said before, you can know what's going on inside your engine by graphing the computer to know exactly what's going on. And here is my bank 1 sensor and bank 2 sensor, they're reporting. Normally when I see the bank 1 sensor and the bank 2 sensor have the same relationship, operating the same way, that is not something good. They have to have like a similar they have to have like a difference, because if the bank 1 sensor and the bank 2 sensor, as what I just showed you earlier about the wire that I touched, reporting as the one at the back, then now it tells me that the catalyst converter. Now on some cars, which all cars, so you can see the water. See the water again. when you see water, let me explain something about that water that's going on the tailpipe. Every car after 96, they built like a catalyst converter. It's like under the on the muffler, so you can see it right now. They built like a catalyst converter that whenever a combustion take place inside the engine, it burn gas, and then it send the gas outside the exhaust pipe. Now, we doesn't want the burn gas to be let go inside the atmosphere. So what they do, they build like a catalyst converter now to break it down into the particles and convert it to NOx and dioxide. You know the scientific measure around there. I'm not going into that right now. So basically what it do, we just convert the burn gas into water, so it can be more environmental friendly, because it doesn't want the burn carbon monoxide to go inside the atmosphere. So they built the catalyst converter where that can collect all the burn particles of the gas and lay it down inside the bed and convert it into NOx and dioxide, and and then become hydrogen. So it comes through the tailpipe as water. So it's more environmental friendly, because way back in the, I think it was 70s or so, where the whole atmosphere was polluted because of burn carbon monoxide, and people are getting sick and all stuff because the poisonous gas is just in the atmosphere. Now, what they do again, they built a something called EGR valve. So this is EGR valve that's controlled by air. Okay? So this is an EGR valve. Right? It's controlled by air. Now, the purpose of the EGR valve, what it do, it is like a recycle valve, right? So it recycle all the unburned gas that enter inside the engine and send it to reburn. So like a gas recirculation valve, okay? And what it do also, it get the combustion, like where the piston is, and those of you who know that where the piston is, it kind of keep it down below like 200 something degree, somewhere there. Can't remember, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it keep the engine cool. It's like a fire, it's like it just cool the fire. Okay, so that's how these valves work. But in some cases where some garage or some people, okay, well, if the catalyst converter is blocked up, they knock it out and they don't replace it. In America, you can do that. You have to replace it if it is not if it is blocked up. So these devices are very important to the engine and very important for the atmosphere. Very important for the atmosphere. So the catalyst converter is very important, as well as the EGR valve, because those are what help to protect the atmosphere from all this pollution. And when the manufacturer created that devices where you can convert all the burn gas to hydrogen and become water inside out of your tailpipe. Now, what they do, they build like a sensor, what they call a Bang2 sensor. I was showing you where Bang2 sensor. So this sensor now like monitor the catalyst converter to make sure that it's operating temperature, it is operating perfect. Now, how would the computer know for sure if this device is not working? The computer, as I said before, the oxygen sensor is like a detective. It report, get information, and then it report to the computer. So okay, well, the numbers which I'm getting from this sensor is the same number I'm getting from the other sensor. So this can't be right. Normally in some garage, what you do, we make sure that the engine heat up to about like 900 degrees or maybe more or less, I don't sure, for the device to work properly, because they work by heat. So On some cars, well, on all cars, they built a heater circuit. All right, as you can see, a white and a gray wire. So you have any two same color on the O2 sensor. They call it heater circuit wire. So that sensor now help the engine to heat up more faster, so operate more better off and reach the operating temperature quicker. So any number on the wire that you see on the heater circuit, two same color, we know for sure, okay, that is the heater wire. So we can test that wire. Well, that's another video, how to test those circuit to make sure that they're working. So whenever you're scanning a car, we do not replace parts based upon what the scanner said. We check to make sure that whatever the scanner said, because the scanner doesn't tell you exactly what happened to the car. The scanner tell you where to look for the problem, in my opinion. So for example, now let's say the scanner say, okay, well, map sensor circuit 2i. Okay, so come on the map sensor and we test it to see if it's a wire broke, if it's a wire with the car, if the hose bursts or something, or there's a break inside the wire, or if the sensor itself not working properly. So we test to make sure these sensors are in proper working condition. All right, so I hope you may learn something based upon my little bit knowledge that I have on this motor car. So first of all, as I said before,
what's up, busy man?
yeah, so yeah, so as I said before, when you see a car throttle idling and you see water coming out the tailpipe, as you can see mine, I don't know if you can see properly, the camera showing it, and you see water coming out the tailpipe, it means that the catalyst converter is doing the job. It's converting the carbon monoxide to water, so it doesn't pollute the atmosphere. So guys, whenever you have a catalyst converter and it's blocked up, you gotta knock it out, just please replace it. Don't let the car run without it. It's not safe for the environment, not safe for you, because this engine is a poisonous gas breathing out of the atmosphere, and it can get you sick. It also can kill you if you don't be careful. Alright, so this device is very important to make sure that they are in a working condition. Alright, so that's why they built all these cars from 96 go up as a self-diagnostic. So the computer checked all the circuit to make sure that they are operating properly. So whenever you see a check engine light on in your car, it is important for you to check or to scan it to see what causing the check engine light to come on. All right, so because as I said before, the computer checked all the circuit on the car and check to make sure that everything is working properly. All right, so this is my field of teachment and how the system work, and if they're bad they need to replace, and for a better environment. As you can see, we are in a global crisis, global warming, and the manufacturer are upgrading their cars to make sure that we cannot eliminate pollution in the atmosphere. So as I said, EGR valve is one of those devices, and some cars carry electronic EGR valve, as I wear, and this one called vacuum operating EGR valve, and those valves are very important to the engine. All right, and those and O2 sensors what report to the car, to the computer, how many gas is drawing from the gas tank. And this is a air intake temperature valve. Well, tell the PCM, okay, well, I am that amount of temperature, you know, the air is that amount of heat. So all of these devices play a very important role. And this is your alternator. Some already know, but some are computer controlled alternator, which this is not a computer controlled alternator. Some controlled, if your alternator is bad on some modern cars, you have to check the wire, computer wire, to see if you get, well, a voltmeter would not do the trick. You have to have like a scope, because the signal to this from the computer to the alternator is so high, so fast, sorry, that a voltmeter cannot even read it. But there are variables you can use it. All right, so this is a quick video. Well, it's a long video on how you can how the device work, and if they're bad, it's important to replace them and keep the car at a wonderful temperature, and keep the car environmental free and keep yourself safe. All right, so take care now. Hope we see you again. Bye.